She made $500,000 a year, 7 years into the marriage. She kicked her husband out of bed. That night, he reached over to hold her. Half asleep, she threw out her leg and nailed him right in the shin. He grunted in pain, pulled back, and rolled over with half the blanket. She rolled over and went back to sleep, muttering, "Don't touch me." The next morning, he wasn't in the kitchen. He was sitting on the couch, scrolling his phone. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw him pull a dusty old duffel bag from the bottom of the closet. He stuffed in a few old t-shirts, a faded pair of jeans, and 2 pairs of patched socks. Soles worn thin, but he couldn't throw them away. She smirked inside. This again. Throwing a fit. He'd be back in 2 days with groceries to cook. 7 years of marriage. He'd run off twice before. First time, 3 days. Second time, 2 days. Every time he came back with his tail between his legs. Straight to the kitchen to cook. Didn't even need a soft word. She knew he'd cave. This time, she barely looked up. He paused while changing shoes and looked back at her. Something was off in his eyes. No hurt. No anger. No waiting for her to ask him to stay. Just eerily calm. Like water that boiled and had gone completely cold. She caught that look for a second and her heart skipped. But she pushed it down. He opened the door and walked out. Pulled it shut gently. Click. Like he was taking out the trash. Night fell. She called out like always. "Honey, get me some water." Silence. She raised her voice and called again. Still nothing. She got up and poured it herself, thinking he'd be back by the day after tomorrow at the latest. The next day, she was busy. Came home at night to a cold stove. No messages on her phone, no missed calls. She called. Phone off. She searched the closet and saw he'd taken some clothes. His ID and driver's license too, even that faded jacket. The one he'd given her for her birthday, their first year together. She'd long forgotten it. Day 3, she went to his workplace. The HR girl said he'd already quit. Put in his notice a week ago. She asked where he went. The girl didn't know. Just said he wanted a change of scenery. She stood outside the building, wind whipping her 8,000 yen wool coat around her body. A piece of her felt hollow, but it hadn't collapsed yet. On the way home, she hit the market. Bought his favorite fish, thinking she'd make soup when he came back. Inside cleaning the fish, she cursed herself for being pathetic. Fish cleaned and put in the fridge. She sat on the couch and waited. Waited until 1 a.m. The door never opened. She started going through his stuff. In a stack of old books, she found a diary. First page, her name. She closed it. Opened it again. Her hands started shaking. One page said, "She worked late till 11 today. I made her favorite sweet and sour ribs. She took 2 bites and said too sweet. I ate the rest. I don't even like sweet food." A few pages later, she broke another cup today. I went to buy calming tea. The pharmacist said it helps before bed. I bought 3 boxes for $360. My monthly salary is only $4,000. More pages. When she talks to me, her eyes never leave her phone. She doesn't know I cut my hair. Doesn't know I got new glasses. Doesn't know I had a fever last week and toughed it out 3 days alone. The last entry. Wanted to hold her today. She kicked me away. I finally get it. I've been knocking on a door that won't open for 7 years. She flipped to the last page. Dated last Friday, the day before he left. Water stains on the paper, dried into faint creases. She knew those were tears. She closed the diary. Set it on the coffee table. Sat there for a long time. Thought about calling his mom. Picked up the phone, then put it down. Her finger hovered over the call button but never pressed. The next morning, she went through his jackets. In the inside pocket of one, she found a crumpled piece of paper. From her birthday last year. He'd written it, never sent it, never showed her. It said, "Happy birthday, honey. Made you longevity noodles today. You said too salty and dumped them. I secretly tasted them. They weren't salty." She clutched the note and crouched by the closet, knees against her chest. Silent for a long time, she remembered that day. She'd complained the noodles were salty, in front of colleagues. "Can't you make something decent?" Then dumped the whole bowl in the trash. He didn't say a word, just wiped the table, and brought her a plate of washed strawberries. She drove to his hometown, 200 kilometers. In 7 years of marriage, she'd only been there 3 times, always complaining it was too remote. She missed 2 exits and added 40 kilometers. At the village entrance, the dirt road couldn't take her car. She walked in high heels for over 10 minutes, heels sinking into mud. Pulled them out twice. His mom opened the door, saw her, and didn't step aside. "What are you doing here? Mom, is he back?" "Why do you care? Wasn't 7 years of looking down on him enough?" She stood at the door, tears falling. "Mom, I know I was wrong." His mom brought out an old tin box. "He wrote this the year you got married, said it was for his wife. Was too embarrassed to show you, left it with me." The box was covered in dust. She wiped it with her sleeve. Then opened it. Inside was a neatly folded piece of paper. Yellowed, edges worn, his handwriting. Every stroke heavy, you could feel the indentations on the back.
"Honey, I don't make much money, but I promise to make you breakfast every morning.
Leave a light on at night, warm your feet in winter. Make you mung bean soup in summer. I don't know what I can give you. But I'll give you everything I have." Dated 7 years ago, before they were even married. She remembered the proposal in that rental. No ring. Just a metal ring tied to her finger with red string. She'd laughed so hard. "You're so broke!" He laughed too. "I'll buy you a real gold one someday." Later, her salary hit 500,000. She never got that gold ring, and that red string was long gone. She crouched outside his old home, crying out loud. His mom stood inside the door, watching. Didn't come help her up, didn't close the door. Wind poured down the ridge, hair whipping across her face. She cried on that dirt road for over 10 minutes, then picked herself up. On the way back, she passed that gold shop, the one he'd promised to buy her a ring from. She went in and picked out a pair. 3,800 total, barely the cost of one of her dinners. She brought the ring box home and set it on the coffee table, under the little lamp, right where he always kept his water glass. The 7th night, she sat in the living room. That glass of water she'd poured herself went cold. She refilled it. Cold again. She opened the fridge, looking for food. Inside the door was a sticky note in his handwriting. "Milk's expired." I replaced it. "Strawberries washed, second shelf, don't eat them overnight." She checked the date. 2 days before he left, she took out the strawberries and ate. By the fourth one, she couldn't swallow. She grabbed her phone and typed a message to that dead number. I used to think you weren't enough. Now I know I didn't deserve you. I bought rings, waiting for you to come back. The message never sent. The screen said the other phone was off, but she didn't delete the words. Just left them in the box. She sat on the couch, staring at that lamp for a long time. Under it sat the rings. Next to them, a new note she'd written. I learned to make porridge. Come back and try it. The light flickered. Again, she shot up, rushed to the door and yanked it open. The hallway was empty, just the motion light. On for a second, then slowly dark. She shut the door, slid down against it, hand over her mouth. Shoulders shaking, the dumbest thing in life is guarding gold every day, and despising him for not being gold enough. Money buys houses and cars, it can't buy. Someone sitting by your bed in the middle of the night, gently brushing your hair. When you called him useless, the clean clothes on your back were washed and ironed by him at 5 in the morning, hung on your closet handle. After he's gone, you finally realize that light that was always on at home was never turned on by you. He was the one keeping it lit. I've learned to make the porridge. I've opened the door many times. But there's no one in the hallway waiting for me to come home anymore.